Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful empowered harmonizers. And we're zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer comment actually. And that was really about the way that she observed that the way her spouse is treating her. And when this really helped to inspire and is helping us to zoom in and focus in on really a very important covert narcissist behavioral characteristic or behavioral trait of this disorder. Someone who sort of under the radar is insinuating disrespect, who is insinuating that they are better than, that they have power over. And this creates a manipulation dynamic in relationship with those people who eventually become supply sources to them to help keep them propped up in this pathological sense of self-importance and this entitlement sort of snobbery of personality, if you will. And that is that of treating you as if you are not in the room. Treating you as if you are not in the room, also known as ignoring or stonewalling, is oftentimes a very blatant, chronic, and obvious way of treating you as if you are in a degraded power. Degraded and degrading being the operative word here. It is perhaps one of the most degrading ways you can treat people as if they don't exist, as if they are not in the room. It's turning the cold shoulder, it's turning the back, it's turning the gaze, it's walking by you and not acknowledging you. This is a very, very profoundly hurtful and confusing way of degrading somebody. And to treat you as if you are not in the room reminds me of a relationship dynamic. Perhaps, for example, if you are a salesperson and you're walking into a sales meeting for a company and it's just like they're treating you as if you are the used car salesman, the tire, the recycled tire guy, just the guy who is a piece of crap. And, they'll keep you waiting in the lobby. They'll keep you, they'll have you wait. They'll keep you in a position where you are relegated to be left in a holding chamber of sorts. And they will only take you when they're ready. And oftentimes the person who's there to meet you is not there. And then here you're all prepared for this person. You're all ready to present your material or your information, your wares and goods or whatever it is. And this person just all of a sudden at the end, the meeting time, oh, this person can't make it. You'll have to meet with the secretary. You'll have to meet with this purchasing person, basically not the decision maker. And then you're just basically hosting a meeting for the wrong person, and then you're eventually basically all your materials get thrown in the garbage can. And this is very, very degrading, but it's really in the dynamic once again where you're treated as if you do not matter. You're treated as if you're not in the room, you don't have anything of value, you are unimportant. And it is, it's very damaging to the point that you are trying to make in the relationship, namely that you want to connect with this person. You want to belong. This, like Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he puts this on the third rung, that, beyond food, water, and shelter is the need for love and to belong. And really, if you don't belong, if you don't feel connected, everything else doesn't taste as good, you don't sleep as well, the shelter doesn't feel as comforting, really all those other needs, all those other foundations are degraded. They are basically perverted. They are destroyed in essence. And no longer the food tastes good. No longer does the drink taste well. You become upset. You develop the stomach pangs. You feel like you are disconnected and you don't belong. And so to address that question, it is to understand that the covert narcissist will effectually do this out of their sense of entitlement, and that this is just how they treat other people. And it's as if it's an inconvenience to acknowledge you and validate you. It's a very, very degrading way to treat others. And so when you look at then the resistance and tension that this creates, is it creates a cry for help. but you're crying for help to the very person who will not listen. You're really giving a cry for help for the person who is unwilling to assist, who is unwilling to be open and receptive. In fact, they're giving you the big emotional finger, to basically get out of here, yet stay present. They're pushing you away and pulling you forward at the same time, and they're basically using you as a force to their counterforce. In other words, it needs for you to be present for them to ignore. It's setting up a very uncomfortable dynamic. In other words, a person can't play tennis by themselves. They're looking for an opponent. There has to be a loser to create their win. So it is to create this tension in this dynamic, especially painful when it's among familial members of a family. So, the people who come in out of town and want you to stay at their, want to stay at your house, but then end up ignoring you. That's what this is like. It's an ultimate degrading. It's an ultimate betrayal. They're wanting your resources. They're wanting your, food. They're wanting your bed. They're wanting your eye contact. They're wanting you to serve them and be supply. Yet they are being like an ungrateful host, an ungrateful guest in return. And so you're expected to give, and you think that this is going to make you happy, yet you end up giving and don't end up receiving. You end up in a self-sacrificing position and thus in a state of lack. And when you're in a state of lack, not receiving, not getting, you're going to be unhappy. Unhappiness is going to plague and permeate your day. And then you become resistive to what makes you happy, and then you end up self-sacrificing your way through life. And then you no longer know what happiness feels like because this person is always present, so it's creating like a chronic thorn. Maybe this is the story of love, maybe this is the story of romance, who knows? But, you are not this story. This is not have to be how your life plays out. This is not the script. This is not the manuscript. This is not how the role that you are cast to be in. It is important to acknowledge then the value of your feeling of disconnect. It's important then to embrace rather than negate and deny this unhappiness, because it's telling you, in essence, what it is that you want, what it is you deserve. So actually, the cry for help needs to be listened by your own ears and by your own heart, and perhaps an empathetic person, but not anyone or everyone can help you process it like we do here on the Peace and Harmony channel, because basically we're talking about a bunch of psychological stuff in super duper depth that most people don't even embark on. They just want to watch the news, they want to watch a movie, they want to watch a football game, rugby, whatever. They are not into assisting you, or they are not in the skill set. So it is to acknowledge that if you are being treated this way by a spouse, treat it as if you don't exist, you're not in the room. They are basically going to great lengths to disrespect you. It's time for you to say, it's time for me to get this lesson. It's time for me to get this right. It's time for me to get me right. It's time for me to do me today and assist myself. This is a big red flag of a covert narcissist when they treat you as if you're not in the room, or as if you are some sort of employee, some sort of salesperson with some sort of, bill of goods, bill of sale that you're supposed to deliver to them. This is not how happy relationships work. Happiness is when you acknowledge and validate the fact that you have what you need. You are what you need in this situation. You need to give yourself the love, attention, and validation, the eye contacting, the listening, the empathetic response that this person is not able to give. It's important for you to remove this thorn from your environment. It's important for you to, pull the stick out. Remember, like those old games back in the day, before there was video games, before there was Netflix, you used to play tic-tac-toe, checkers, you used to play light bright, or remember the monkeys in the jar or the sticks in that canister. You'd open up the sticks and you'd pull them out until one wiggled. It's important for you to pull that thorn out I just thought of this analogy today. It actually kind of came to me in a dream that this really is what you have to do. You have to pull yourself out of the pile. You have to pull yourself out of their energetic chaos. You need to pull yourself out of that energetic or neurologic tangle that has your thoughts thinking, I can't face this, I can't deal with this, I can't separate myself, I'm going to constantly be in this energetic mess. And even if this means acknowledging and validating that this person is not there for you, you can try to confront them, tell them that they've ruined you. Basically, you're giving them what they want. You're giving them that pedestal. If you tell somebody that they have ruined you, you're basically telling them that they have had blissful and omnipotent power over you, and that you don't have power over yourself to even acknowledge and validate that this is going on sooner in the game, and to pull out your men, pull out your women, pull out your energy, pull out your vision, pull out your wits, get the H out of there, get the F out of there, get the whatever out of there, because you don't deserve this. You need to have that feeling state within yourself in order to have command over yourself energetically and emotionally. So energetically and emotionally is the feeling that we have been discussing here at length on the Peace and Harmony channel, is to understand that your feelings, your physiological state, your emotions, your energy in motion is what's causing you to try to meet the gap, the discrepancy between what you want and what you have. So chronic unhappiness, putting up with this feeling like I'm being ignored in the room, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to continue on with my presentation. I'm going to be like the tire sales guy that comes in there in the three-piece suit and, the alligator shoes, and it's like, hey, do you want to buy some recycled tires? You don't want to be that guy, that girl that's selling whatever to the secretary. That's really what you're relegated to. You're trying to get something in order, place something met, develop a connection, a relationship, provide something of value, i.e. yourself, the relationship, your heart, to a person who can't take the order. They can't be like, yeah, we'll take 10 of those, we'll take 1,000 of those, we'll take 1,000,000 of those, we'll take 2 million of what you've got. You're meeting with someone who is not basically the decision maker. You're meeting with somebody who can't say yes to the deal. You're meeting with someone who can't fulfill the order, the covert narcissist. Either they can or they refuse to. Either way, whether it's volitional, it does not matter. You can't make the secretary the business owner. You can't make the secretary the boss. You can't make the purchasing order the director of benefits. You can't make whomever is sitting behind the desk or who is not behind the desk and, as the person who is. You can't make them become something that they are not. To do so is an exercise of futility and will only perpetuate your feeling of failure and defeat, and as if you are the crazy making. This is crazy making. This is brainwashing. This is gaslighting, and it is to perpetuate pathological unhappiness in your life and disordered chaotic thinking, what I call negative orderly direction thinking, which will send you, swiftly down the pipeline to your unhappiness and keep you there at the bottom of the barrel. And so to really sort of pull out is important. It is to say, hey, guess what? I am here. I see what is going on. Even if hitherto this video you were silent, you were too afraid to speak your mind, or your mind was so repressed that you could not speak it, you just kept going. You allowed it to happen. You allowed this to continue. You could not speak up even the words. That's how deep the devaluing and the discard is like you just couldn't even put 1 and 2 together to make 3. You could not put the words together. You could not confront. You could not speak up. You couldn't get it out of your system because, if in the relationship to call them out would, be threatening or intimidating, or it would mean homelessness, or it would mean more of a spat where or a fight where you didn't have the energy or the wits or the sort of confidence and wherewithal, the knowledge to be able to speak up and continue to defend your position, then you won't go to task. You won't step on the batter, you won't step on home plate. You won't get to first base, second, third. You won't round the bases. You won't make the jump shot. You won't swing the bat. You won't follow through because you don't have faith or confidence in yourself of the knowledge and awareness of what's going on. And so it is to understand that, this then is because you're feeling, in essence, that your survival is threatened. You won't have a place to live. You won't have a marriage. You won't, you're needing their paycheck. You're needing them to pay the light bill. You're needing them to sleep beside you. Whatever it is, your existence is threatened. So namely then, you have to realize that you are where you are and to embrace it. To push it away, to be treated this way is to accept it. What you allow, you accept. What you allow, you accept. I'll say it again. What you allow, you accept. If you allow them to do this and you don't speak up, it's to say, I'm going to continue to turn a blind eye. You think I'm stupid. I'm going to continue to hear, turn a deaf ear. I can't hear. It's to turn, a numb heart. This doesn't hurt. This doesn't wound my feelings. This doesn't affect me. You are to numb yourself out. You then crawl away to the refrigerator. You crawl away to the bed. You crawl away to wherever you do, and you continue just to cope. And if you're just coping and you're just, basically allowing this is accepting it. So it's to say, once again, in 5 to 15 words, it is to acknowledge them that what they're doing. Really, you come all this way and you just stand in the corner? Or really, I make your dinner and you just eat and don't, thank me and you don't even look up? Really, I just clean the house and you just act like it's, expected? This isn't, you're not going to get this. You can't treat me this way and expect this in return. But if you're used to then giving, like a transactional love, in other words, I'm used to doing this to get this. I'm used to doing this and getting that. You need to stop this transaction like the salesman. You need to stop giving them the accolades, the dinner. You need to stop making the bed. You need to stop cleaning the house. You need to stop allowing. So you need to understand and then write down right now what is it that I have been allowing? What have I been allowing in this situation? It is to understand that you are caring too much about what they think. You're caring too much about people pleasing. You are caring too much about what they're going to do. Who cares, if they blow up in rage? Who cares if they lose their crap? Who cares? That's their problem. It's not yours. You don't, once again, we're tying a lot of things together here in this video. I hope you watch this a ton of times because this will help you to unravel the mystery of your unhappiness and why you are where you are, and furthermore to embrace that and to say, I love where I'm at. This is actually the answer to my issues. And then to understand that the universe, you are right where you're supposed to be. You're not saying, oh, I'm never this, why did this happen to me? You're asking the wrong questions. It is to say then, I am not impressed by this rage. I'm not impressed, and it doesn't displease me that you rage and you act all a fool. This doesn't displease me, that's who you are. You are rage. You are ignoring of people. You are whatever, a hypochondriac. You're whatever these things, that's who they are. It's to understand them and their ignorance or whatever it is and stop reacting and being impressed and trying to have this where you over-obligate and continue to give despite how they're treating you. It's time to say, I'm stopping that coping mechanism. I'm no longer paying for their rent. I'm no longer allowing a place for them to live here. I'm no longer allowing them to call me spouse, mom, wife, husband, father, sibling. You are not that relationship to me. Period, end of story. It is that rigorous honesty that's going to liberate you. Well, peace and harmony, I don't think I can do that. What you allow, you accept. What you allow, you accept. You can do that. You can go to a marriage therapist. You can drag this person into the psychologist's office. You can go ahead and present your insurance bill. You can go ahead and then make things super uncomfortable. Or you can acknowledge and value the fact that you need to begin speaking up and confronting things and calling the shots as they are. It's time for you to stop lying to yourself, saying it's good when it's bad, calling it functional when it's dysfunctional, allowing, going to bed with them or whatever, cleaning their house when they don't deserve it. It's time for you to stop. And if it creates an uncomfortability, perfect, great. It's time for you to handle this. You have to go through the stages, of the rainbow, if you will, to get to the other side, to the pot of gold. It's time for you to see it for what it is. And if you're someone who always is into the rose-colored glasses, this is, and, making excuses for them and enabling them, take the rose-colored glasses out and say, no, they ain't so good. You are then bringing them down to size. You're getting them sized appropriately. People find that when they do this, they start wearing clothes that actually fit. They start eating meals in the, a proper amount. They start spending what's within their budget. They start living their life within boundaries and standards. I talk about this consistently and relentlessly here on the channel because it's so important that you get them into a realistic frame of reference and you then really kind of get a proper mentor for you. I discuss this in the book that I'm writing, how important it is for you to have a mentor. If you don't know what a mentor is or have one, you need to research it on Google just for the time of brevity in this video. But you need to have an image that you look up to as a resource for yourself, who you template yourself off of rather than the abuser. If you're templating yourself in a trauma bond to this abuser, then you are allowing and you're accepting. So it is important for you to acknowledge and validate that you don't want to be in this sort of dynamic and being treated this way and call it out. And confront this person if this will bring you closure, but namely confront it within yourself. And just say, I find it very interesting that you, and that is it. And then create and speak, I find it very interesting that you treat me as if I'm in the room, yet you want my attention. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna fly. No, no more. I'm sick of this. I'm done. Or just speak it out. Really? You didn't involve me here? And then you speak up. Next time, do this. Next time, talk to me with respect. If these words have never rolled off your tongue, it's time for you to try it. It's time for you to do this. It's time for you to speak it out, even in your astromation, so that you have the confidence, the energetic foundation. Remember the emotions that are trying to drive you to create the gap between where you're at and what you want. It's important for you to understand that that's why you're unhappy, because you're trying to reduce the gap. So you need to live in congruency with what you want and what you have. You need to go get what you want. You need to go get what you have, and then have what you want and want what you have. You need to, behave in relationships the way that you want to be treated, and be treated in the relationships that you want to have. Otherwise, cut them off. It's your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. I hope that these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Peace out. Love you.